mind saying, saying is that his kashrus to the tzaddik means he's spotless to something higher than you. And I don't know if you have to go looking for the tzaddik, but you definitely have to know there's something higher. And this, I'm going to tell you, I don't know if too many people know this, but this is Psukim in Mishlei. In Perek Lamed, Shlomo HaMelech says, Divrei Ogur ben Yoke, he calls himself. Numa Gever itiel vuko, he calls himself itiel. And Rashi says, itiel, Hashem is with me. Vuko, it says, I can do it. Self-confident, you know, it's one of my main sugis, self-confident. Vuko, I'll manage, I'll do it. Ki Yodua, the Chazal say, that he said he'll marry more than 18 wives, and I'll manage. I will v'lo yosir levovo, the Torah says, Vuko, ani arba v'lo yosir, I'll marry 1,000 wives, that's 700 noshim, 300 prelaxim, I think, or the opposite. He was marbed noshim, and he thought that it's not going to be meisir levovo. And he saw that he was wrong, and then he saw he was wrong. So how does he express it, that he was wrong? He says on himself, Ki bar anochi meish. It's so beautiful to read these psukim chaval that people don't know about. I'm a bar means I'm a fool. He calls himself a fool, like somebody without seichel. Believe das, like an animal. And then he says, V'lo l'marti chachmo. I don't know. And after he saw that he made a mistake, Shlomo HaMelech, the chacham mikol odom, he says on himself, Bar anochim. He saw now that he's not smart the way he thought he is. And then what does he say after that? Mi olo shomayim vayerad. Who is it that went up to the sky and came down? Mi asaf ruach b'choflam mitzar mayim b'asimu. Mashmo mashikim. Mi hekim gafsharet mashmo mashem benoki sedu. Mi olo shomayim vayerad. There was one somebody that went up to heaven and he came back down. Who is it?
Yeshua ben Levi?
Moshe Rabbeinu went up to heaven and he came back. That means I'm not yet of Moshe Rabbeinu. That means even though he was a chacham mikol adam, but he saw now there's higher than that. There's a olo shomayim vayera. There's somebody that he went up to the shomayim and then he came back down to this world. I mean, l'chura, if he knows everything, Shlomo, he knows everything. So what could be more? So he says, now I discover, now that I was marbed noshim and I saw that I made a mistake, I see there can be more than what I am. There's the ola shomayim vayera. There's somebody that he's connected to higher places, and we have no asug in that. And even though he measured himself, he knew that his kochas hanefesh are such that he can be marbed noshim and it won't be meisir his lev. But Olo Shomayim, he wasn't like Moshe Rabbeinu. So he should have known. It can come, the Yosher Levova can come from someplace that I don't know. And that was his mistake. And he was mode, and that he said that in this last parak in Mishlei Parak Lamed, he says. And that's the whole inyan of being miskasher to a tzaddik, means knowing that there's such a thing as a Olo Shomayim. There's a person that he was Olo to the Shomayim. What about nowadays? Nowadays also there's a Olo Shomayim. It doesn't have to be that he mamish went up to the sky. I'll tell you something there's such a thing in yeshivas that's called mashgichim. And the mashgichim, there are many times they use the title Harav Tzaddik. Yeah. There's a Rav Agon, there's a Rosh Yeshiva, and a Rav Tzaddik that's a mashgiach. Now, there's a certain person in Beit Vigam, but he's a mashgiach of a certain yeshiva. He says, and he wrote Shvarim, and he printed, and into his house.
11:45.
Last week I had to go into his house to give him a check of the Vada Bait for my parents, because he lives in the same building as them. I went in and I saw him in his house, Beicholo. Nothing happened, nothing. I saw him Beicholo. I understood that all of Shomaim it's not. That much I could see. At home, this is the place where you relax. This is the place where you let loose. This is the place where you feel comfortable. The moshe, the Yerushalayim, that's the job. That's what you go when you go there to say the shmuz. Manam beicholo. The Chofetz Chaim, they said, Rabbi Chanan Wasserman said, beicholo kulo merkavod. When he was in his own house, also it's covered. The quote Shomaim rests on him, even in this. I could see that. I managed just from giving one look. And of course, I'm a Balgaiva from the Ma'ariv side, as we said last week, and that's how I'm talking. B'Torah's that, but I'm right. It doesn't matter. There's Reb Tzim Meir Zilberberg. It's even when it's Beicholo, it's also Kulo Merkavod. All these big mashkichim from yeshivas, they put out sforim, they say Moshe, they could all come and sit in front of him. K'avdei kamei moreh, I would say. Like Rab Dov Yofe, one of the ziknei mashgichim of the door, that he saw the Chazanish, he said over from the Chazanish. He was a Talmud of Rabbi Eliyahu Lapian.
Even Shlomo Merzel saw the Chazanish.
How's that?
It was a Sandik.
Oh. But he came and he sat in front of Reb Tzimmer Bechno, he sat in front of him, he's half his age. And he sat and he listened, because he knew over there you could get something. That's a pshat, looking for the emes, looking for being misbattled to something that's higher than you. You see in the Gemara in Tainais, the Gemara tells there wasn't.
He's in America today, by the way. It's on Peanut Achai of the Dov Yafi.
In America?
I think so,
For
yeah.
what?
For what? I don't know.
Fools.
No, I don't know.
He's very old. Maybe nobody
He went to Rav Steinman at the age of 9. He was traveling over the world.
Oh. But I'm telling you, it was mamish inspiring. It was a service to me to see. It was like at least 10 years ago that he came in to hear the Reb Tzimmer's shmuz of Erev Shavuos, the night before Erev Shavuos. He came in and he sat in front of him and bent over like this to listen to his shmuz because he knows that there might be higher. I'm not saying. Reb Tzimmer afterwards when he finished and he opened his eyes, so he said, "Oi, if I wouldn't have known that the Mashgiach is sitting here, I wouldn't be able to talk." That's Gedolei Yisrael, that's Tzaddikim, everybody's misbattled to the other one. Everybody thinks the other one is better than him.
Kablim Zemizeh.
Kablim Zemizeh, Kablim Dein Min Dein. Not like those that they think they know everything, they have all the answers, and the Chofetz Chaim was on the like. And I think that's the whole union of his kashrus to Tzaddikim. And that's what, one of the inyanim that Hasidus was machadish was this inyan of standing in front of a tzaddik and being misbattled to him. Each one has his tzaddik. I think not everybody has. Nowadays it's a dar yosem where not everybody has their tzaddik, but there was such an inyan. Now, but this I don't understand. You have to go look for somebody, decide that this is the one, and everybody has to be misbattled, and I don't understand that in you. But anyway, this is the yesod that I want to say, and I already said last week that a person has a neshama, and kiyadua, there are 3 parts. Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama. The Nefesh is inside the person. The Ruach is connected, is in between the Olamazah and the higher world. The Neshama, it's not in the person, it's above. it's above. It's his part. The place where he's connected to above.
Well, the neshama enters the goof every day when you hear Baruch Hu, the Zohar tells us. Before that, it's on the tip of the nose.
Yeah,
Neshama. You're talking in and out. I can't resist saying
maybe
this.
it means the nefesh.
I don't know. The nefesh and ruach are in the body. The chai and the yechida don't make it. And neshama, when you hear Baruch Hu, it goes in.
And stays there the whole day.
Stays there the whole day.
It could be different beginners. Can't.
I'm just saying over the
The
Zohar.
nefesh HaChaim, it says that the neshama is above, the nefesh is inside, and the ruach is connect. There's probably different beginners. Probably the Zohar means that when you say Baruch, so the pipe opens up and you connect to it. Maybe that's what it means. I'm saying it's a tremendous eitzah I would give. A person should, every day for a few minutes or a few times a day, a person should stop and meditate for 2 minutes on the inyan of neshama. I am a neshama. The me, ani, the ani, that's the neshama. I'm not this. This is only a goof, it's only a lavush. It's not what this thing over here is going to lie under the ground someday. Of course, we are the door of Mekabel Pnei Mashiach, and we're never going to die. We believe.
Oh, yeah? Is that our belief?
1 minute before Tchias HaMeisim, we're all going to die.
That sounds better.
But I don't know if we'll ever lie under the ground like others. We're supposed to believe that we're the Mekabel Pnei Mashiach. But Al Pi Derech HaTeva, so the Pshat, you have to always remember that this goof that we have is only a lavush, and it's the Seder of the world that Hashem made is that it's going to lie under the ground. Baruch Hashem, they're not going to put flowers on our kever. They're not going to put a wreath on our kever like the Goyim do. That way won't happen to us. But we're going to lie under the ground someday, and let's hope it'll be like that. Nowadays they say there isn't enough place in the very end. Kuchim and Koma. What's going on? And there's anyway, so...
Kuchim are okay, but they're building in Migdalim already.
Yeah, my mother was telling me about, she has a friend that she's not from, but her son became from, and her grandchildren are from, and my mother was telling me how wonderful it is that this woman, even though she's not from, she lives in peace with her children, and she accepts everything they do, and not like other people that they came from California. They didn't accept everything their children did, but they kept it inside, and then 30 years later it popped out.
Popped out of the parents.
Somehow it popped out from the parents to the child, and the child divorced his husband. It all comes from the fact that the parents weren't accepting of Yiddishkeit. They hated Yiddishkeit. This woman, she went along with it, and everything was smooth, and she was zachet al nachas from the children and grandchildren. And one of the grandchildren learned in the Kalabay.
But to become frum, she didn't.
No.
There's another level. Many Eliyahu Sukkot, they made his whole family. They became frum because of him. Not because he gave him a Isha Torah pitch, but because they saw that this is the good life.
Some people are like this. Some people are
Right, but I'm saying,
no,
Bechinas. Well, you make this the highest Bechina. I just want to tell you, the Bechinas Eliyahu Sukkot. The Kedom Elo.
What I want to say is that, what did I want to bring out over here? Forgot what I wanted to bring out.
We'll take a break for a second, and we'll come back.